Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to 90 Day Fiancé latest news. It didn't start with sirens, it started with silence. The calm before the storm. Jasmine Pineda stood in her kitchen in slippers and silk, adding sugar to her coffee in the gentle, muted light of a Miami morning. The world outside slowly woke up. Inside, her life was about to fall apart. She didn't see the black SUVs until it was too late. First, she heard the fists hitting, then the barking sounds. Then Matt's body froze. There wasn't enough time to ask what was going on. The only thing I could hear was agents yelling and coming through the door. Matt's eyes were the only thing that moved, blinking in bewilderment. It was only Jasmine's coffee that slipped from her palm and broke on the marble floor, like a metaphor. They held him down. Tell him what his rights are. She yelled, but it wasn't a word. It was a primordial broken sound, like her soul ripping apart. Matt Branis, her spouse. Her anchor, her desire for America, getting arrested. Later, the charges would arrive. The headlines, the news stories, and the popular videos that influencers and 90 Day Fiancé fans break down on TikTok and YouTube. But at that moment, all she felt was fear. As they pushed him away, she clutched for him. "Don't believe everything they say," he said before he vanished into the flashing red and blue maelstrom. Jasmine has come a long way since she filmed her casting tape for 90 Day Fiancé in a small, steamy apartment in Panama City. She only had dreams and a fire in her eyes that wouldn't go out. Her relationship with Gino had made her a meme. Her breakups are now hashtags. But it was Matt, the quiet and mysterious man, who had given her something Gino never did: steadiness. Not just money, but also feelings. He paid attention. He didn't yell. He didn't make her feel bad about sobbing. He hugged her during panic attacks and told her he understood, even when she didn't understand herself. A former TLC producer introduced them at a charity banquet in Tampa. Matt was unusual. He was older and quiet, strong in a gentle way. At first, Jasmine wasn't sure. She asked him about his profession, his past, and what he wanted. But she was done with the struggle. Sick of people not believing me. And Matt made her feel safe. He told me he worked in logistics, finance for businesses, that he was the CFO of a private company that handled shipping routes around the world. He drove a great automobile, a modern condo. Dinner costs a lot, and you have to pay in cash. Jasmine stopped asking questions. She wanted to have faith, because Jasmine had always used faith as a method to stay alive. By the spring of 2025, Jasmine had changed who she was. The crazy Instagram arguments, the late-night rants, and the sense of hopelessness were all gone. Instead, there were yoga blogs, pictures of couples, and foods she made in Matt's kitchen. But there were already signs of trouble. In April, she informed a producer off camera, "He's not always around. He is always working. I see him late at night on his laptop, typing on spreadsheets that I don't get." She stopped, swallowed hard. Then she said, "He loves me. But something doesn't seem right." Matt thought her paranoia was just her being insecure. He kissed her forehead, got her a jewelry, and planned a surprise trip to Turks and Caicos. She told herself she was thinking too much. She always thought too much. This time she would have faith. But Matt wasn't who he said he was. The FBI has been keeping an eye on him since the fall of 2024. He had been using fake companies to move money around and send corporate funds to accounts in other countries. Allegedly, more than $2.3 million was stolen and buried behind layers of digital trickery. Jasmine thought she was in love, but it was really a lie. Jasmine sat alone on the floor of her living room the morning following her arrest, still wearing her robe. The tile where the mug broke still had a coffee stain on it. She hadn't moved it. She hadn't gotten any sleep. Her phone rang a lot, with calls from producers, tabloids, Matt's sister, even TLC lawyers. She didn't respond to any of them. She rocked back and forth and stared at the blank TV screen, mumbling to herself. Around midday, a neighbor knocked. Jasmine opened the door with puffy eyes. The woman gave soup. Jasmine said thank you in English and then mi alma está rota in Spanish. "I feel like my soul is broken." By twilight, there were camera crews outside the structure. Drones flew around the pool on the roof. People who wrote about the event wondered if Jasmine was involved. Was she involved? Did she get anything good from the stolen money? She didn't know. She was just sad. That night, she left the building without shoes, walked 3 blocks to the bay, and stood at the water's edge till the sun came up. Tears. Praying. Yelling into the wind. Weeks before, Jasmine had shot a pair of secret confessionals that TLC never showed. She talked about how calm Matt was in them. His answers that were not clear. How she sometimes felt like a visitor in his world. "I love him," she murmured, her voice shaking. "But I don't think I know him. And that makes me scared." She stopped. "I used to cry because I was scared of being alone. I cry now because I feel like I'm already alone, even though I'm in a relationship." She turned her head away from the camera, then back again. "Please don't show this unless something happens." There was an event. Jasmine passed out in the hotel foyer on the third night. She hadn't eaten in 2 days. The staff quickly took her to a private urgent care center. Lack of water, tiredness, emotional pain. A nurse who took care of her reported that Jasmine held on to a small picture of her sons from Panama the whole time. The nurse remembered. She wouldn't let it go. She continued saying, "They can't see me like this. They can't know." Jasmine checked into a wellness center using a fake name. She was there for 5 nights. Wrote in a journal. Slept. Wept. Screamed into her pillow. She didn't wear any makeup, jewelry, or a smile when she left. The Jasmine devotees who were brave, fierce, and unafraid were disappeared. What was left was a lady who didn't even know who she was. It was raining as Jasmine came into the federal courthouse on July 5th. She was dressed fully in black. No makeup on. A black hat that was pulled down low. She trembled her hands as she held her purse. Matt was wearing an orange jumpsuit and sitting behind glass. He stared at her. She turned her head. She didn't flinch when the charges were read. She averted her eyes as the prosecutor said his acts were calculated, malicious, and deeply unethical. And when he said he wasn't guilty, she departed. She leaned against the wall in the corridor and slipped down to the floor. You couldn't take pictures inside. But someone who saw it said it was the moment a lady finally understood that the man she loved never existed. Jasmine currently resides in an Airbnb that she rents under a different name. The TLC crew comes over once a week, but she has said no to filming. "Maybe one day," she says. "Not now." She walks every morning. She wrote at night. She sometimes looks at old pictures and wonders how she didn't see the reality. She hasn't talked to Matt. She hasn't replied to him. She had kept his last message on her phone, which says, "I loved you no matter what. Don't let them take that away from us." But Jasmine doesn't know what love means anymore. She only knows that she gave her heart to a lie. And now she has to figure out how to deal with the quiet that the truth leaves behind. This gossip is over. If you liked the video, then give your opinion in the comment box and stay with us by subscribing the channel. Thank you.